Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. Although we're a therapist, this podcast is not therapy and does not replace working with your own therapist. Everything shared here is for general education and conversation only.
Welcome back to Two Anxious Girls. I'm Dabby.
And I'm Christina.
And we're two therapists who spend 40 hours a week helping others regulate their lives and regulate and fix their lives. And the other 128 hours wondering if we're doing ours entirely wrong. How are you, madam?
I'm doing well today. Trying to think if I'm actually doing well because I'm trying to do better with that. Yeah, I'm practicing. I know I just told you this. I'm practicing intermittent fasting. So I'm a little hungry, which is making me feel a little irritable, but I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. Congratulations on trying it out. It's not easy. I remember when I started, I just felt this deep sadness.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking about everything I want to eat right now.
Yeah, no, and also, I don't know, like it was, yeah, you'll get used to it and then you're going to feel great. So just continue to push through.
Thank you.
You got this.
Yeah, I can eat in 18 minutes.
Yeah, fantastic. So we're almost there. Okay, so today,
Wait, how are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. All is well.
Oh my gosh, I love how I'm quick to say I'm good. I'm good. All is well. Yeah, life is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you wanted to say anything else. All right. So today we are talking about something that once you see it, you can't unsee it. What happens when our nervous system is addicted to chaos? And let me tell you, I love this topic because I love in therapy having people realize that they might be addicted to chaos. I think it's such a huge revelation that a lot of people have. So when we say the term addicted, we don't mean you consciously necessarily want the chaos. We mean that your body has learned to feel most familiar, most alive in environments that are unpredictable, intense, or emotionally activating. So when things are calm, your brain is like, this feels suspicious. Let me do something to change that. That's where we see the self-sabotaging. So that's what we're
Yeah.
talking about today.
Yeah. So let's start here. One of the biggest signs of this pattern is that calm and calmness and feeling centered, it doesn't feel good. You don't feel like yourself. And clinically, this is about your nervous system conditioning. If your early or repeated relational experiences, meaning your relationship with others, with families, we're not blaming anyone, but just saying your relational experiences in the past involved inconsistency, emotionally highs and lows, unpredictability, or instability, your nervous system learns that activation is more normal than calmness. And therefore, when things are good, when things are well, you ask yourself, is everything okay right now? Like, should I be concerned? Like, you just don't believe it. Things feel off. So when you enter a healthy, stable dynamic, your body does not immediately register it as it being safe, as it being normal. It registers it as unknown. And our nervous systems, they don't like things that are unknown. That doesn't go well with them.
Yeah.
So unknown gets interpreted as danger. So you might notice things like something is missing. This feels boring. I don't even like this person. And I hear this a lot when people get into stable relationships after dating for a long time because they're like, oh my gosh, stability is boredom.
Dabby, yeah.
Yeah.
This happened with my dear husband that I love so dearly
Aw.
because I've been in some I'll say interesting, and I will actually say maybe even a tiny bit toxic relationship. So when I met Igor, I was like, wait, this feels so stable. This is boring. And I might have had the urge to self-sabotage, but sometimes boring is safe and boring is healthy. And you don't always need to have like chaos.
Yeah. Or that adrenaline rush that you might obtain in unhealthy or chaotic environments. But look at this. You are in a wonderful,
Yes, healthy, stable, safe.
Yes, safe. That's the big one. So I'm glad that you chose wisely.
Thank you.
Anyhow, back to today's topic. In reality, nothing is wrong. Your body is just not used to being in peaceful environments. So that will take us to picking emotionally and unavailable partners, which you just mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where we see a lot of repetition patterns. People often find themselves drawn to emotionally unavailable partners, which again, we see a whole lot in sessions in therapy. And it doesn't necessarily mean you want to suffer. It's actually because emotionally unavailability creates activation. So
Mhm,
you're guessing, analyzing, hoping, waiting. This could be even, I know we've spoken about this before, but even
mhm.
just texting someone that might not be texting back in a relationship. And then that leads to all those questions. So it keeps your nervous system engaged in a very familiar way.
Yeah. From an attachment perspective, this often overlaps with anxious attachment dynamics, which we have already spoken about. There's a deep desire for connection paired with partners who cannot consistently meet that need. And that inconsistency reinforces this unhealthy cycle because intermittently reinforcement, is actually one of the strongest ways to wire behavior. So
Mhm.
your brain is like, if I just try harder, maybe I'll get the connection this time.
Mhm.
If I just try harder, he's going to love me more, she's going to love me more, or they're going to show up the way that I want them to show up. Meanwhile, unfortunately, things really don't work out that way. And your nervous system is just going to believe that, oh, this feels like home. This is the behavior that we want, or the state that we want to be in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And also for a lot of people, what we see a lot is that this drama can actually feel grounding for them, which sounds pretty interesting, but
Yeah.
clinically it does make sense. So
Mhm.
if you grew up in environments where there were heightened emotions, conflict, you always saw your parents fighting, tension, unpredictability, your baseline actually becomes elevated. So when that drama shows up, your system knows exactly what to do, how to respond. And again, it kind of feels like home
Mhm.
because you're activated, but you're oriented, you know what to do. And you might be thinking, I really don't like this. I don't like how it feels, but I understand this. I know how to
Mhm.
navigate it. And then that predictability inside chaos can feel safer than the uncertainty of that calmness that we all should we all should want to feel that calmness.
Yeah, I mean, just think about the show Shameless.
Oh my gosh, my favorite. I love that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, and the dynamic of all the siblings and the family dynamic, how it was all chaotic at all times, and they were
Mhm,
just used to that. And anytime the main character was, let's say, with someone who was even an inch of normal, who could
mhm.
provide stability, she ran away.
What was her name?
I forgot. So
Oh,
I just brought up the show, but I forgot everyone's names.
I
I'm
know
sorry.
Debbie. Debbie was the little,
Oh, yes, who had the baby.
and yeah, but she really like, yes, that was chaotic, but she just knew what to do.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, that's a whole other topic because people can be quite functional in chaotic
Hmm.
environments.
Yeah.
But anyhow, let's go into the reasons why healing might feel boring. And that's one of the most misunderstood parts of healing, that it can feel boring. It could be boring, but also a lot of work and painful. But it's not because it is boring, but it's because it lacks the intensity that your nervous system is used to, that adrenaline rush. And healthy relationships are consistent,
Hmm.
they are predictable, they are steady, and they're lovely.
Yeah.
However, your nervous system might interpret that as, where's the spike? Where's the drop? Where's the emotional roller coaster? And without that, it can there can be a sense of relentlessness. And that is where people self-sabotage, as you mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
where they create conflict where there is not, where they're overanalyzing things that do not require to be analyzed, where you start pulling away. So yeah, just to recreate that familiar emotional state that you're used to when
Yeah.
you are in chaotic environments.
Yeah. I know that we said we're never gonna talk about clients on this podcast, which we're not,
No.
but I can, let's say I meet with 100 clients, I
Mhm.
think 95%, 95 out of 100 have some type of slight addiction to chaos, and it's I think it's really healing just acknowledging that, which leads us into the therapy insight of what does healing actually look like?
Mhm.
And like everything else we talk about, it simply just starts with that awareness, noticing when the calmness feels uncomfortable and naming it.
Mhm.
Something could, something along the lines of nothing is wrong right now. This just feels unfamiliar to my body.
Yeah.
And then comes building the distress tolerance for calm, which probably sounds ironic, but it's real. Learning to sit in stability without needing to create activation, which is so hard. Just sitting in that safeness and not trying to self sabotage
Yeah.
can feel impossible, but it is extremely healing.
Yeah. Like I tell everyone, sitting in that discomfort, like it's okay to sit through that discomfort and just recognize that you're going to get through it. Like it's okay. And how can we do this? Grounding practices, slowing down reactions, choosing consistency over intensity. tolerating the urge to figuring something out. And I also do want to mention that I know that I bring up grounding skills a lot. We both do. And what works for me may not work for you, and what works for you may not work for me. So it's also
Mhm.
important to pay attention to what works for you.
Mhm.
When you choose that you don't want to be reactive, that you recognize that this is chaotic and my responses are not adding to the situation, you do want to ask yourself, what can I do to be less reactive, to slow down a bit, and to just figure things out in a way that try to make it work for you now if your reactions have not been working for you before. And over time, your nervous system can begin to recalibrate. It can feel more sustainable. It can start to say, yes, this is the way that we want to react moving forward. I don't know if I made sense, but I'm trying to make sense of what I want to say.
Yeah. I think I was definitely following. I think, like everything that we talk about in therapy, consistency is key. So
Yeah.
the more you try to ground, the more you try to recognize it might be self-sabotaging, you might notice differences.
In a good way.
Yeah, so let's practice regulating our own selves from the chaos that we might be feeling with our anxiety wins and guilty pleasures. What were yours this week?
Spending some time with my mom. It's not something that I do as often. So I'm glad that I was able to spend some time with my mom. That was nice.
Yeah,
What about yours?
that's really nice.
Yeah.
My guilty pleasure was I made homemade chocolate chip cookies
Mm.
and I got some vanilla ice cream and we made cookie sandwiches.
No way. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it was
From
so good
scratch?
from scratch
You are
and
inspiring me.
so good. I'll send you the recipe. And then we watch actually, this is so funny because we watched The Worst Ex Ever, which probably goes along this topic of chaos.
The
And
documentary?
yeah, have you seen it?
No, I just see the face and it
It's
pushes
chaos.
me away.
It is pure chaos.
No
Talk
way.
about self-sabotaging and being addicted to chaos, let me tell you. Yeah, that show is insane. But that was my guilty pleasure. And my anxiety win probably, I guess, just sitting in the calm moments and not immediately checking if something was wrong.
I love that.
Yeah, thinking about it briefly, but not making it something that I spiral about or think about for too long. What about you?
Anxiety win. The same as every week. Just trying to keep it together.
Well, you can do that.
Yeah. Trying to hold it together. But anyhow, as we wrap it up, if you are listening and recognizing yourself in this topic, we want you to know that it's not a character flaw. It's a learned nervous system pattern, and learned patterns can be unlearned.
Mhm. Yeah, and we want you to know that you're not addicted to chaos because something is wrong with you. It's just that your system adapted to what it had previously experienced. And now we all have the opportunity to teach it something new. That calm can be safe, consistency can be trusted, and that peace is not something that we should fear.
Absolutely. And with that, thank you so much for being here with us. If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to rate, subscribe, and follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And thank you so much.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.